So this is the last in the set of my Marvel rivals. This is Luna Snow. Like a couple of the other characters, this is a character that, number one, I like, and number one, I play. Number one. She's really good. She's a healer, dedicated healer. Her abilities, as long as you know what they do, they're very effective. She is one that, like, when I first played her, I didn't quite understand, like, you know, you want to switch over to the beam so you can go through your allies and your enemies, and vice versa. Her ultimate is one of the best in the game because you can flip it between like damage and healing, and she just pushes up the team. She's always making you move forward. So she's a really enjoyable character to play, and I just wanted to give her a try. Give her kind of like a like very Americanized comic, hard lines, very overly comic book style. And I don't exactly stick to it, but you'll see right away like what I was going for with these heavy black lines. One thing I really like about her character model is the amount of detail. The amount of detail is really nice when you're appreciating something, but oh my goodness, when you're trying to recreate, draw, or paint something, then it could be a little bit daunting. But there is a lot of detail here, so I just take it a little bit at a time, one color at a time, and this was one of my longer paintings. This painting probably took close to maybe 10 hours, and that's just because a lot of different colors, a lot of start and stop, and especially when we get to like the background and what I want to do with the background, then you're going to see why it took a little bit longer. So 9 times out of 10, I just use acrylic paint with a brush. A few different brushes, but you know, with a brush. But for Christmas this year, my girlfriend got me some paint markers to try out. And so, you know, it's a nice big set of colors, and I figured this was a good excuse to, at the very least, try them out. The thing that I do like about these markers is because you can tell that they're solid acrylics. Number one, their opacity is really high. You can tell that you really can't see through them very good, which is good. I like high opacity kind of pigments. Number two, they don't reactivate when water or a different type of acrylic, wet acrylic, hits it. So sometimes you want that, and sometimes you don't. And some on a piece like this where it's a lot of solid colors, I really didn't mind because I'm not really going to be doing a lot of blending here anyway. More so when I get to the face, but not on really the clothing and everything. We're just going for pure style when it comes to her clothing and how she's dressed. I always like to admit when I make a mistake, and I did not like this color. It was one of the only real flesh tone that came with the set, and oof, it has way too much orange in it. Maybe if she was more of like a tan, sandy color, you know, I could use this as a base and work up and down from it, but for I assume a Japanese anime character, she's just too dark. So we're going to take some normal acrylics and just use that as the deepest of our base tones and just really lighten it up to a more peachy keen kind of a color. Or peachy light, I don't know what you'd call it. I do like where the painting is going, but I'm going to keep popping back and forth between the skin tone, the blues, the hair, just to get like a nice balance. I want to meet myself in the middle where I don't work on anything until it's beaten to death, but I also want to feel that that's how I want it to look, and that's probably the best that I can do. I never go for perfection, but I definitely want to feel like, ooh, I like that, you know, like I'm into it, I like it. Do I like it? So as much as I really enjoy playing the character and using her in game, I'll be honest, I don't really know much about her. Considering the name, I kind of assume she's Aurora Snow's daughter, but I don't even know who the dad would be, and I don't even know if that's correct. Maybe it's just kind of a lineage name or something. So where does she come from? Do you know her background? I haven't really delved into her profile too much, so I don't really know much about her. So if you want to give me a little bit of education, put a little diddle in the comments. Let me know what's up with her. Part of the reason that I really wanted to do this painting in particular is I had a really good idea for a background. A lot of times, whatever fits the mood is what I do for the background, but in this one in particular, I kind of had a very specific idea considering snow, frost, cold. So a lot of this painting is just to kind of get to this point, so I could see this background that I've kind of had in my mind. What do you think? Is that kind of dumb to do like an entire painting just to attempt a background? So, as you can see, here's my party trick. I have a big collection of these types of stencils, and I usually use them for kind of backgrounds like this, but more just geometric patterns for like wildlife and putting a little bit of sparkle in like a background where there may not be something unique to look at, and you just kind of need a little bit more. But when I remembered, I had some of these, and one of them looked like a big snowflake, I knew I had to do it on this, and there was a really good reason to try this type of painting. But she's looking good, she's looking finished, and hanging on the wall, she looks great. I didn't feel like I need to varnish this one, just because it looks really good already. And man, if you made it this far, thanks for watching. I'll be doing more of these. I don't know if I'm going to stick with the Marvel, but I'm definitely going to stick with the geeky, nerdy stuff. So if you like what you see, please hang around, like, subscribe, and I'll see you later.